Hello everyone, how you going? And welcome to 10 Things Americans Hate About Australia. Now, we've checked out Tristan before and he always make kind of, well, I guess just very insightful videos. You go, oh, okay, I just never would have thought about this, or just, wow, that's a very interesting thing. And so now I just want to know what he hates about the entire country, because generally speaking, he's been quite nice. And so now I just feel as though it's going to take a turn, but let's just see what he's got.
What's good, y'all? Tristan here, and today I'm going to be going over 10 things that Americans, or at least this American, hates about Australia.
Yes.
You know, hate's a little bit of a strong word, but I would say these are things that I dislike, frustrate, or annoy me about Australia. Number one is the sun. So yes, even though the same sun they see in Australia is the same sun you see in America, the sun here is different. There is actually a hole in the ozone layer of the atmosphere above Australia, so the sun here is much more strong and it burns you way more quickly than it will anywhere in the States. I don't burn easily. If I go into the sun here for 30 minutes to an hour, like, I'm gonna be pink. It's something
I mean, we certainly seen in the previous video where he was just completely red, but no, to kind of say you hate the sun, I mean, I guess it might be like, oh, I have to be a little bit more cautious. But really, like he said, hate's a strong word, and so I can't really say that that makes sense to hate the sun. So we aren't starting out too well here. I just go, what the hell? What are you talking about? What do you mean the sun? Like, I mean, you're literally in a singlet, maybe put on a long sleeve shirt and a hat, and then you might not hate it as much. You can just enjoy its warmth without it burning you.
I can't really explain, but the sun here just feels so much different. Like, you know, if you go outside on a nice, beautiful, like 70-degree day, you walk out into the sun and it just feels warm. It just feels like so great. You
Instantly
don't get that
warm.
same feeling of warmth here in Australia. Like, you get it, but it's accompanied with the sting. Now, the next thing is more of just a minor inconvenience, but that is you cannot pay for gas at the pump. You actually have to walk inside the gas station to pay for gas.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was hearing him say you have to do that, and then I read that and went, what do you mean you have to, or you must pay in? I was so confused, but yes, you have to go inside.
This is annoying for two reasons. Is one, I don't want to go all the way into the gas station to pay, like, it just takes extra time. And two, there's often a line of other people who are paying for the gas or just buying stuff from the gas station. So you have to wait in line to pay for your gas.
Long.
I don't understand why you just can't pay at the pump like you do in America. I have heard that there are a couple gas stations in Australia where you can do that, but it's like, I don't know. I've never seen it since I've been here. And if they do have...
I wish that we had this. It's such a pain. I mean, I guess it's not a pain, but it just doesn't make sense why we don't have it. I mean, it is definitely starting to be rolled out, and you can actually just like lock in the fuel price and then pay for it on your phone and things like that. But either way, the entire thing where every single person that is traditionally paying for petrol has to walk inside, you know, leave the entire pump. I mean, it doesn't really make sense. I mean, I guess it's just to make sure that people have to reset it. But even then, it's not like they have sensors under the car. So then as soon as you leave, they don't reset it. So then sometimes you're standing there waiting for them to reset it back to zero. Oh, it's just a pain. So this one just definitely does not make sense as to why it isn't more of a thing.
Oh, it's also cheaper. For some reason, gas is like a lot more expensive here. Now my next one, this
of
really
course.
frustrates me sometimes, and that is you cannot turn on red here. So in America, you can turn right on at a stoplight. Well, they drive on the left side of the road here, so it'd be like turning left here. Well, you're not allowed to do that. Nothing is more frustrating than being stuck at a red light, knowing that you are perfectly safe to turn left. There are no cars, but you're not able to do it. Number
yeah, I mean, I can certainly understand. I think the argument for both sides. I mean, one, you're just trying to make sure that everyone is always following the rules. No one is just suddenly coming out of nowhere. But yes, I can certainly understand that if it's completely clear and to be able to treat it like a stoplight or a red light or whatever, I guess in terms of whatever America wants to call it, just does make sense from a traffic efficiency point of view. But overall, I can certainly understand why they don't want people just going, oh yeah, I'm just going to be turning on a red light, because then you're going, hang on a second, well, it's a red light, you shouldn't be going, but then you just turned, and I don't know. I feel as though it's just a bit of a mixed bag. But yeah, I can certainly understand if you're just kind of sitting there, especially if it's like, I don't know, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., there is no one around, you're just waiting for the red light, waiting. It takes forever sometimes because they're just on a timer, not even sensors anymore.
four is something that doesn't bother me one bit because I don't drink sodas, but it would really piss a lot of Americans off, and that is that there are no free refills. As a bartender, so at the restaurant I worked at, a soft drink would cost $4.50, which is equal to about $3 US. On top of that, like, once you put ice in it, it was so small, like it was probably less than half a can of soda that actually went in it. And there were kids who would get like 2 or 3 soft drinks over their meal, and just right there, that would cost the same amount as their meal. So all you Americans out there who like your refills, be thankful that you're in America, because there's pretty much nowhere else in the world that does free refills like we do.
Well, there we go. Literally, as you just said, there is pretty much nowhere else in the world that does it, because there's just kind of a, well, they're not making money on it anymore. To be honest, thinking about it more, I'm kind of surprised that America, of all countries, actually does offer free refills. I mean, maybe it's just a bit of a toss-up, but I feel as though there are so many things that are set up to kind of just make sure you pay for every single thing, like tipping and all of those kind of cultures, where to be able to get free refills doesn't really make sense. I mean, yeah, like you said, and like I said, there are virtually no other countries that do it, because, well, you're just kind of losing out on profit and all those kind of things. But then again, maybe they've just run the numbers and they go, okay, well, if we can keep people here drinking whatever it is for longer, then maybe they're going to order a dessert, maybe they're going to order another meal, maybe they're going to do this or or this or this or this. And so we're going to kind of cover our costs eventually. But overall, I feel as though a lot of countries are just going, nah, we're just going to charge everyone for everything.
All right, now this one really gets me. This is, of all the things I dislike about Australia, this one, like,
more than the hating the sun?
Hate. Like, this is a true hate about Australia. And that is, they have speed cameras everywhere. Like, you cannot speed here in Australia. Now, you can argue, you know, that, like, speed cameras keep people safe. Like, you know, you shouldn't be speeding anyways. But
I feel as though this is certainly a very incriminating thing that he's just talking about here, but let's just see.
But I guarantee you, if you drive, there's not a single person out there who has never sped in their life. And the speeding cameras here aren't like...
First of all, let me just say that I feel as though there are definitely people out there, like, you know, no one that I know has ever sped, and so yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, mate.
And the speeding cameras here aren't like police in the US where, like, they're not going to get you for going 4 miles over the speed limit. Like, you know, once you're getting close to 10, that's when you get a ticket. Here, if you're going 3 kilometers over the speed limit, which is equal to about 2 miles per hour, you're going to get a ticket. And
I feel as though I've talked about this before, and I have no idea where he's putting this 3 kilometers an hour for. I don't know what it is, and I don't know if there's actually an officially set number, but hey, I guess 3 kilometers an hour is probably it, because, well, realistically, you're never meant to be going over the speed, and so with 3 kilometers an hour, that's kind of just enough leniency for any place that a speed camera is going to be.
And I just don't think that's reasonable. To me, it seems like a little bit of an overstep from the government to just be, like, mailing tickets because they, like, got you on camera. Like, I don't know, I don't like the feeling of being, like, surveyed everywhere and having cameras all around me, and that's just, like, one thing that I don't really agree with here.
Damn, okay, well, I guess you can certainly just not agree, but that certainly doesn't mean that they're going to be taking them down, because they're a massive revenue raiser for, well, I guess the entire country overall, but no, each state has their own as well. And I'm even fairly sure that some states have to warn you, but other states don't even have to warn you that they're coming up, and so people just get done, and it kind of makes sense in terms of it's meant to be a random thing that you just go, oh, okay, well, I guess I was speeding at that point, and you're never meant to know, so it just makes people never speed. But then again, at the same time, some states actually put up signs because people are seeing the last minute just slamming on the brakes and then causing accidents, and so it's a bit of a toss-up, but yeah, I can certainly understand if you're coming from America just going, yeah, just like 10 kilometers, 20 kilometers, 30 miles, whatever you want to call it, just over the speed limit at all times, you're certainly not going to be getting away with that anywhere in Australia. Because yes, just virtually on every single main road, there's just going to be multiple speed cameras just linked up. Like you said, let's just say it is 3 kilometers an hour. So if you're traveling more than 3 kilometers an hour, you're out. There is also things called average speed cameras. So over, I don't know, there's massive ones sometimes. Let's just say it's over 10, 15 kilometers. There are literally just times where they time you. So they take a photo of you at the start, take a photo at the end. And if you were, I guess, faster than the minimum time, then you just had to be speeding, and so then they just give you a ticket as well, and so you can't speed for multiple kilometers. And so yeah, there's a whole different range of camera systems, and I guess you can call them safety systems in terms of what they're trying to be, but everyone knows that they also just massive revenue raisers, and so they're never ever going to get rid of them.
Especially with the speed limits here already being low, that's like another annoying thing, is the speed limits here are lower than they are in the States. So
yeah, I've heard
if you're gonna have slow speed limits and then you're gonna get people in trouble from cameras for going 2 miles per hour over, like, I don't know. To me, that just seems a little too strict. So the next thing
well, I guess just each to their own, but yes, like I said, they certainly don't care about what you
don't
think.
like about Australia is the Wi-Fi here as a whole. It's just kind of shitty.
Yes.
Like, it's not complete crap, but it's definitely much worse on average.
Wait, like I said, when is this uploaded first? Okay, well, I wonder where he is, because it's definitely got better in recent years. I have to give some kind of level of credit. I mean, going from 0 to 1 is definitely not 0 to 100, but either way, 0 to 1 is still 100% improvement.
Than it is in the US. If you go to a typical free Wi-Fi, like cafe, restaurant, I don't know, any typical free Wi-Fi, it's going to be lower quality than what you'd find in the US. But even if you are paying for your own internet and you're paying for the fastest Wi-Fi that you can get, you're still going to have really slow upload speeds. You have to pay extra on top of, like, whatever you get.
And he would absolutely know this, because he's uploading all these videos and he's just going, oh, it's taking me a day to upload these things. And like I said, it's definitely gotten better, and you can pay for really expensive ones. Like, let's just say businesses want whatever it is, they want gigabit, they can definitely pay for it, but it's going to be like $1,000, $2,000 a month if they want that, and they have to be in the right area as well.
Get to have a fast upload speed. As someone who uploads YouTube videos, it usually takes for like a 10-minute YouTube video, around like 20 to 30 minutes for it to upload.
Wait, what was that?
YouTube videos, it usually takes for like a 10-minute YouTube video, around like 20 to 30 minutes for it to upload.
I mean, I guess that could certainly make sense. I mean, he didn't exactly say how big the file size is, because there's a massive range of file sizes that could be, but overall, I can certainly understand that, yes, a 10-minute YouTube video could take 10-20 minutes to upload, because to be honest, looking at this entire video, I don't feel as though his entire thing would be massive amounts of gigabytes. It might be 1, maybe 2, if 3, if that, but overall 20 to 30 minutes, I guess it just depends on which speed you have and where you're living in the country.
Unlike my fast internet back home in the US. Here, if I'm trying to upload about a 10-minute YouTube video, it's gonna take probably between 5.5 to 7 hours to upload.
Wait. Okay, so he said that, wait, what? I thought that was here. Holy moly.
Like 20 to 30 minutes uploads YouTube videos. It usually takes for like a 10-minute YouTube video around like 20 to 30 minutes for it to upload. That's on like my fast internet back home in the US. Here, if I'm trying to upload about
he was talking about that here.
10-minute YouTube video, it's gonna take probably between 5.5 to 7 hours to upload.
Whoa!
I don't know why their upload speeds are so slow, and I don't know why you have to pay extra for them, but it gets really frustrating. Like literally, if I just want to attach like a picture to an email, it's gonna take like 20 to 30 seconds for it to load to the email. Where like in the US, like it's gonna happen within like less than 5.
Oh man, that is an unfortunate turn of events. I thought he was saying 10 to 20 minutes for Australia, and I was going, okay, you know, maybe you're just used to the US and it takes like 2 minutes. What the hell's going on? But no, 7 hours? Wow, you certainly have to get something figured out there, because really, like I said, it's not 2016. If it was 2016, I'd go, well, yeah, that's just what it is. But in 2020, last year, like, I don't know, what was that, 16 months ago, overall, the entire thing should not have been that bad, unless you're just paying for something horrible, or you just, I don't know, I'd really have no idea how you'd be getting speeds that bad. Because like I said, overall, the entire country's just had a massive network evolution, and so even though there's been problems with it, that's besides the point. The entire country has certainly just been overall upgraded a little bit, and so for him to still be having 7 to 10 hours to upload a 10-minute video, I mean, yeah, I know before I was upgraded to the NBN, it was like, I think I had 0.01 upload, and so I can certainly understand, but now it's way more, whatever it is. And so what can I say? Overall, I just feel bad for him, because I feel as though his computer would just constantly be tied up just uploading videos.
And ironically, Australians are like kind of proud of the fact that they invented the internet, is what they say. Like an Australian guy invented the internet. So
Wi-Fi.
I don't know why, if you invented the internet, your internet is...
We didn't invent the internet, we invented Wi-Fi, and the Wi-Fi speeds, if you actually are able to kind of saturate the entire thing, would be fine. They're just like anywhere else in the world, but the internet speed, that's a different thing.
So like next one isn't too big of a deal, but it does get a little annoying, and that is you pretty much always have to pay extra for like any condiments, sauces you want, and it's usually like quite expensive for some sauce. Like you're gonna be paying between like 50 cents and $2 for a little bit of sauce. So yeah, for something that's usually free and included in your meal, that definitely frustrates me about Australia.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, it is certainly a gripe that all Australians and everyone else has, because you just go, oh really, do I have to pay this extra little bit? I would just love a little bit of sauce. It's not like I'm not going to buy chips with sauce, so just please include it or something, either way. But I mean, I guess in saying that, we certainly do have the best tomato sauce packets in the world. You know, we don't have to kind of get it all messy and just have to rip a little packet. No, we have the perfect, just squeeze it all over the top of the pie kind of thing. And so yeah, I guess you're just kind of paying for the convenience of that, if maybe.
This one is another one that really frustrates me, because this is another thing that I think is just like a kind of like an overstep of the government, and that is that they mandate like it is illegal to ride a bike here without wearing a helmet.
What kind of bike?
Obviously, it's smart to wear a helmet. No one's doubting that, but I think I should be able to choose whether I wear a helmet or not. Like, I'm an adult.
I want to know what he's talking about. Is he talking about motorbikes or cycling?
Additionally, this helmet rule doesn't apply for like skateboarding, like scootering, longboarding, like anything like that. It only applies to bikes. Skateboards are...
Okay, so obviously he's talking about cycling and not motorbike or anything like that, because I feel as though, especially for motorbikes, you should certainly not be, well, you should certainly be wearing a helmet. But no, I must say, I've never thought about the fact that, what did he say? I guess scooters and skateboards don't have to wear a helmet, but cyclists do. I guess that's a little bit strange, because, I mean, I guess maybe it's just to do with the amount of numbers, and generally, I guess cyclists are going to be on the road and kind of in cars and mixed up in that entire thing, which is just more dangerous. But either way, I guess if we're going to be mandating one, it's surprising you don't do the other as well.
So much more deadly and so much more dangerous than a bike, but you don't need a helmet for them. Like I know more people than I can count on one hand that have gone into a coma or have died from skateboarding, from hitting their head. If you included concussions, I know more people than I could count on two hands that have gotten either a concussion, coma, or died from a skateboard. But
I wonder if that's because they're doing like crazy tricks in a half pipe and then they've just kind of landed on their head or something like that. I mean, I feel as though generally speaking, I mean, maybe if you kind of hit a pebble and you fall off, but generally speaking, you're not going to be amongst as many dangerous things if you're just kind of riding a skateboard around compared to actually just up and down all over the skate park, when you certainly aren't going to be generally taking just a full-on road bike just to the skate park. But hey, I guess overall, it certainly, like I said, just doesn't make sense. So if you're going to mandate one, definitely just mandate the other.
But a bike, I don't know anyone. Like, if you're mountain biking and going on hard trails, you're most likely smart enough to put on a helmet and like you can think for yourself. Or if you're just gonna go for a stroll around your neighborhood, you're probably not gonna put a helmet on. But that's your choice to make. So
I guess so. I mean, I don't know if we've seen anyone in the background this entire time. I haven't exactly been watching the bikes, but I feel as though that's an area where overall, if there's a bike path, just I don't know. I guess it certainly makes sense that you might not necessarily need one. Obviously, it makes the most sense. It's just a little bit of PPE and it doesn't really affect you at all. You might as well wear one. But in terms of mandating one and not the other. Like I keep saying, it just doesn't really make sense to me.
I don't know. I get a little frustrated by that, but that is just another thing. As an American,
I mean, yeah, what can I say? I certainly can't justify
I really
it
need
overall.
to stop using the word hate so much. I don't hate Australia for these things. Like, I freaking love Australia. Like, why?
You literally said you hated the sun, you hated speed cameras, you hate this, you hate that, but no, he certainly said many times before that he loves Australia. So overall, I certainly don't feel as though he's hating on Australia or anything like that. It's just a different perspective, the other side of the coin, if nothing else.
These are just some ways that I think Australia can improve. How about that?
Ooh, he's just trying to sweet talk all the Australians so he doesn't get too much hate, but I feel as though saying that kind of as a, oh, no offense after you've just offended someone doesn't really work.
Tobacco and cigarettes here are so highly taxed, like insanely taxed. It's going to be like, depending on where you're at, what you're getting, it's going to be like 2 to 3 times more to get tobacco and cigarettes here than it is back in the US. I don't smoke cigarettes, but if you do, a pack of cigarettes here costs between $20 and $35 US. Like,
20,
just to give you an idea for how expensive it is.
Yeah, I mean, that's because they tax it, because then they have to go and pay for everyone's bloody health insurance when they get lung cancer. That's why it's taxed. They're kind of offsetting everyone that is actually just buying it, because the people that are buying it and obviously consuming it are the most likely to actually just end up in hospital, and then so the entire system and the tax revenue has to actually just go towards paying for their health or just in general. And so when you actually think about it like that, it definitely makes sense that the people that are using it and just consuming it are basically just paying for their own health insurance and coverage and all the surgeries and everything they might need just a bit earlier in life. That's basically what it comes down to.
This last one. So I had like 8 things that I hated or disliked about Australia, and
he just wanted 10, so he just had to sneak a couple of other ones in there, didn't you?
Out to some Australian friends, and I just asked them one question. I said, what's something you hate about Australia? And they both responded to me with the exact same thing, and that is the damn flies here. The flies, the bugs, whatever you want to call them, like, they are so pesky and annoying here. Like, the bugs in general just kind of like, you know, get in your face, they're annoying, but the flies are aggressive. Like, they are, I can't even explain them. Like, they just attack you when you try to hit them off your face. Like, they just come back, they buzz right around here.
So what's the word? They're so persistent. That's the thing. Like, you just try and shoo them away and they just continue to go, and I swear the more they fly around your head, the more the other flies they attract, and so eventually you just basically, I don't know, you look like you're just a bee kind of keeper with flies, and so you just got all these flies all over your back, all over your face, trying to get in your ears, up your nose. They're just always just trying to go all over you, and so yeah, I can certainly understand how it's definitely not a great thing about Australia in terms of being a little bit convenient, but I guess there are certainly worse things in the world.
And you cannot get rid of them, like, ugh. I wish I could explain the flies here, but they are just a different animal than flies in America. They will not leave you alone. They run into you, they hit you, like they bite you. I forgot that. Yeah, they can. Some of the flies here, there's different types of flies. Some of them can bite you and leave you like itching like a mosquito does. Obviously, I've shared the bad about Australia in this video, but Australia is a great, wonderful place. I think in many ways it is much better than America. And if you want to hear my reasons for why I think Australia is actually better than America, then check out that video right over there.
Oh, there we go. I actually don't know if we've seen that one, so maybe I'll have to check that out. But there we go. That's going to be the end of the video, isn't it? But no, like I was saying, he certainly always covers a whole range of things, and you just go, oh, I never would have thought about this or that or this or that. But no, like flies, and you go, okay, yeah, the flies definitely makes sense, but the sun, you hate the sun. But overall, the entire thing, you just go, really, some of these like speed cameras, yeah, they might not be the greatest thing if it turns you just want to speed everywhere, but that's kind of the entire point. And so yeah, I guess it's just all a matter of perspective, but overall, I certainly can't be too mad about the entire video. You know, I'm sure if I went to America, I'd have a couple of gripes. You go, oh, I just can't stand this, or I wish this was a little bit different, this isn't like home. And so yeah, every country is just going to have some good things, bad things, so just some, I guess, just different things compared to your home country. And hey, I certainly don't feel as though that's a bad thing, you know, that's what makes every single country unique. But anyway, in saying that, I reckon I'm going to call it there. So thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to do the YouTube algorithm things down below. Other than that, if this is the first video of mine that you're watching, then maybe you want to check out some of the other ones we've done. You know, like I said, we've done other Tristan videos, and he always just offers a nice perspective. Or hey, maybe you even just want to consider subscribing so that you don't miss another one of these in the future. But all in all, have a good one, and see ya.